Hello and welcome to the second episode of the tarot reading for Kim. In the last episode, Kim explained her affliction, the chronic lymphocytic leukemia. I began the reading by dealing 4 stacks. I did that to determine on which of the 4 levels of human expression the causes of her affliction reside. We discovered that the causes of her affliction reside on the spiritual level of human expression. Then I laid out the circular spread, which included 30 cards. 30 cards is a lot, especially for the spiritual level, where normally only a couple of spiritual principles are involved in a coherence challenge. Having said that, the practical spiritual work is a demolition project, which involves the dissolution of negative thinking, bad habits, traumas, and habitual emotional responses. So while there may be few spiritual principles involved, the actual work, meaning applying spiritual principles to our lives, is complex, tedious, and calls for patience. The count made only 1 round and ended at the significator, which is rare. Usually the count goes around the circle a few times. It gives special emphasis to the cards the count highlighted. The count highlighted 5 cards. The 4 of Wands, the Emperor or Reason, the Wheel of Fortune or Cycle card, the Hermit or Attainment card, and the 3 of Swords or Understanding card. With those 5 cards, we regained the expected spiritual simplicity. So with this picture, I want to show you how the cards are related pertaining to their position on the Tree of Life. And I think that's quite interesting. These 5 cards, how they correlate in their position.
Yeah, I'm doing screenshots of these.
So here on this side, you see the blue Sephira. That's wait, I have a
Grace.
a laser. Okay, here, Grace.
Right.
That's Chesed. And this pillar is the pillar of mercy, or pillar of benevolence, or pillar of grace. And it gets its name from this Sephira, Chesed, which means mercy or grace. I think grace is a better name.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a moral thing. There's no forgiveness here. It's just grace, benevolence, benevolent influence on souls and the world. And both the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit emanate from this card.
Yeah.
So you can think of the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune as an expression of grace. So if grace makes itself felt in our lives through timing, synchronicity, that's the Wheel of Fortune, but also through wisdom. You wanted to say something?
No, I just said that it's grace, but it's not forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be forgiveness. Like Jesus, he forgives, but Jesus is a very peaceful person. He helps everybody. He loves everybody. He helps everybody. And he also forgives everybody. So forgiveness and mercy is a part of grace. So I like to name grace more.
Okay.
So you see the very deep connection between grace and the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So the 3 really work together. Yeah, and the next card you see the Reason card, which is this red path that proceeds from wisdom and ends in the higher self or self-consciousness. Yeah, so it's also very close to these 3 spheres of expression and paths.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have the 3 of Swords, which is this Sephira, understanding, expressing on the intellectual plane. So as you can see, it's a little bit away from this very close group of these 4 cards, but it's like a very important complement.
Is that Bina?
Bina, correct.
Yeah.
So the count highlighted 3 benevolent cards and 1 severity card, the 3 of Swords. Having said that, Bina, the 3rd Sephira, is the seat of Neshama, the grand soul of the universe. Neshama is the cosmic mother, so to say, the mother of the 4 universes and all living beings. She's also the root of intuition and guidance. So while she's strict, she cares, like all mothers.
I don't know, swords, a lot of times when I'm reading cards, I think of swords as medical things too.
Yeah, a surgeon, right, uses swords to
Yeah, I
aid
think, you know,
symptoms.
just
Yeah, aid
yeah, being a nurse, I always, um, especially that Three of Swords too. A lot of times I see it as maybe an illness or surgery or needing a specialist, medical specialist or something.
mm, yeah. Also, the plane of the intellect, that's air, and the element of air is connected to Hermes and Mercury. And you know,
Hmm.
Mercury is the god of medicine,
Yes.
right? So the intellect is there to solve problems. I think it's the patron of medicine because medicine solves the problems of illnesses.
Yeah.
And the swords stand for conflicts that we have to solve. That's a bit of a combatant thing. Yeah, swords can cross, but conflicts, that's part of life. And without conflicts, there would be no movements. I mean, if we don't have any internal conflicts, yeah, we would be couch potatoes.
Yeah. The Three of Swords too can release a lot of blood. It can have a lot to do with bleeding and blood too.
Hmm. I will look into this blood and bones, which zodiacs and which elements are involved in that. I'll let you know if I find something.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
The first one that comes to my mind is Capricorn and the adversity card. I think Capricorn governs bones, but I need to check. Don't take my word for it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to learn astrology too, and I haven't gotten very far. It's pretty complicated. It's very complicated,
Hmm.
but I'm learning little by little. Not that good at that yet.
Hmm. Yeah, you have a lot to learn, so take your time.
Yeah.
No, if astrology is maybe a bit too high of a goal, I would definitely try to get your home under control, the energy in your home. That's
Yeah.
feng shui, and learn about the tree of life. Maybe do the appreciation exercise to increase the influx of grace in your life.
Mhm.
Stick to your reason. Yeah, I think you did a very good start there. Stick to reason and understanding to tackle this challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to be strong and push myself a little bit.
Yeah. And yeah, we still need to talk about the depression, but maybe we do this another time because maybe
Okay.
we can find cards that relate to this. Basically, depression means lack of energy. There's
Mhm.
uh, Solomon, I forgot the name. He said the opposite of depression is not happiness, it's vitality.
Yeah,
So if you
it's
lack
true.
vitality, you get depressed. Or depression
Yep.
is a symptom of lack of energy. I wouldn't interpret too much into it, but it's an indicator that you lack energy. And you
Yes.
lack energy, probably mainly because of your sleep rhythm. So
Mhm.
you need to learn about sleep and how to get a good sleep. That's really, really important.
Yeah.
It increases your,
Yes.
your energy and your resistance against cancer. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. I think I mentioned to it very early. I would seriously consider the fasting time,
For how long?
at least a week.
Oh, wow.
It sounds worse than it is.
I
I've done
have
it already.
a sugar problem with that. Can you still do that?
Then you have to consult a doctor how to do
Okay.
fasting with a sugar problem.
Okay.
What is it? Do you have diabetes?
I'm on the borderline.
That might help actually, but then you need to consult a doctor.
Yeah, I'll talk to the guy that's an endocrinologist that I see. I'll talk to him about it.
Yeah, but fasting is really that's like a superpower if you're ill,
Yeah.
because your body, all the energies of your body, he can use now to regenerate. But you have to plan it too. Yeah, so you have to discuss the doctor. What about my borderline diabetes? There also you need to take supplements so
Mhm.
the body can continue to digest the fat he has stored, but he needs, vitamins for that. And you need to take something to clean your digestion system. I forgot, there's something for it. I forgot what it is. I find out.
Yeah.
Find a good time for it. Yeah. Wheel of Fortune, find a good time for that fasting.
Yeah. Yeah, I will ask him about that. I think he would be able to,
Mm.
I think he would be able to help me out with that. I think he'd be open to it.
All right. Any more questions?
No, I think I have a lot to look at now, and I have my new books that
Mm.
my feng shui, and I've got the Kabbalah book
Mm.
that I've been really wanting to learn about that.
It's a wonderful book. You will like it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's amazing how connected the cards are to the Kabbalah.
To the Tree of Life, yeah. They
Yeah,
are.
the truth. Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm. Well, they were invented together. They were designed together.
Yeah.
In the next episode, we will look at the 5 cards one by one, beginning with the Grace card. Thank you for watching this episode of the Enlightenment Tarot, and I hope you discovered an inspiration or two. Please help to spread the light with a like and a share, and don't forget to subscribe. Love and light.